forced to punt.
If I was Desert Ridge with the clock running and down by this many points, I would be going
a yard or two, and that'll bring up 2nd and 8.
And
this running clock really makes a difference. We're down to 4 minutes here in this one. 49-14 is your score. I understand that the score bug isn't showing right now. Hopefully
I might make it home in time for tea.
Hopefully, man.
But it is really important that you do not go to sleep right now. Don't turn off the game, because this Highland secondary has proven throughout this season with some injuries that they can still do it just right. They can still score. They can still provide some incredible football. Nick Warner has really risen to the occasion at points and shown that he can be a very capable quarterback.
And on 2nd down, Warner will throw.
Oh!
It was incomplete.
Oh!
Intended for Dom Loria, and that'll bring up 3rd and 8. So that'll.
Ooh.
Some interesting cutaways there from our broadcast, but it'll bring up 3rd and 8 from the Highland Hawks 41-yard line with about 3:18 left in this game, or in this quarter, sorry. The Hawks up 49-14 and have their backups in the game. So Werner on 3rd down will line up under center, Irby Belt in the backfield, and it will be a fumble on the snap.
Oh.
Some miscues from this Hawks backup offense, and Desert Ridge has recovered and will take over on the 42-yard line, and with their best, by far best, starting field position of this game.
Yeah, that's just one of those fundamental errors that you don't want to see. Obviously, you're in here, you're kind of settling down, you're thinking, oh, we're going to win this game, 49-14, but you cannot get that in your head, because you can always lose a football game. It's not over until the clock strikes 0, although it does look like it is counting down super fast. To do that, the game is not going to be over. So you cannot make simple mistakes like that. That's really tough to see. Obviously, though, nobody at home sweating. They trust their Highland Hawks football team to put a stop to this madness.
Yeah, as with 2 minutes to go in this running clock, Julian will hand off up the middle, and it will be a gain of about 0. Maybe a yard there on 1st down for Reggie Bale, and that will bring up 2nd and 7. Sorry, he actually gained 3 yards. Got a little bit extra on the push there, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7 from the 40-yard line.
I really want to see more passing out of this Desert Ridge high school football team. They have to be punching it towards the end zone more and more and more if they want to have a chance of coming back. Obviously, the clock's running down fast, and it feels like they're so far down, but they still have a chance in this, but they have to really put in some effort.
As on 2nd and 7, Julian will just hand off, and he'll get a little bit of push, a gain of about 2, and that'll bring up 3rd and 5 now for Desert Ridge from the 38-yard line. As you can probably hear next to us, our amazing Highland marching band doing what they do.
Baby.
Doing what they do. They are probably the best in the state at what they do. We love the support that they show this football team, and great job to Highland marching band. You guys should all check them out when they have events and concerts.
They're a very good band.
And that'll bring up 3rd and 3 now from the 37 for Desert Ridge. Down by 35 points as Julian will take the snap. And will throw, and it will be short and incomplete. It hits the ground. It will bring up 4th down. Intended for his tight end there, but it was unable to hit him in stride. And Desert Ridge will look like they may go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, just to illustrate the exceptionalism of this band, they were recently at an event, a statewide event, a competition between a lot of the great marching band programs of Arizona, and they finished 3rd against all the good marching bands in Arizona. What an incredible marching band. They're just making a difference every night, and it's just fun to hear them play.
If there was an open division playoff for marching bands, they would for sure be in it.
In a top seed.
Julian on 4th and 3 will look over, and it will be caught, and unclear whether he picked up enough yardage for a 1st down. He will pick up enough yardage for the 1st down, as we thank Deseret Family Medicine Family Medicine for their contribution to Highland football and Highland broadcasting. Thank you so much for all you guys do. And Desert Ridge has a 1st and 10 now from Highlands 31, and that'll bring up the end of the 3rd quarter, as it has been a very quick 3rd quarter with this running clock, as the Hawks are absolutely dominating this Desert Ridge Jaguars team. And so what did you see from the Hawks in that very short third quarter?
Man, it felt like they ran 12 plays, about a minute of play, but I saw them, they bring out all of their reserve players, and they're just kind of coasting to victory here, up 49-14. Doesn't really matter at this point. Running clock kind of signifies that. So they played good in that second half, and that's really what matters. I didn't see much to comment on in that third quarter.
Yeah, I'm just hoping to see those backup guys, especially the seniors like Nick Warner, maybe get their first touchdowns as Highland Hawk varsity players. I know that he has had, unfortunately, to be on the bench behind Kalen Fisher for most of his years here at Highland. But it'll be nice to see him get on the field and maybe get into the end zone for the first time. But the Hawks defense has to get a stop first here, up by 35 with the entire fourth quarter to go. I believe it will continue to be a running clock. However, it is unclear if it will continue to be a running clock if Desert Ridge scores and makes it a 28-point game.
I think that's up to the discretion of both coaches and the referees. I don't know if there's anything in the rule book on that. They fulfilled the requirements to start the running clock originally. I doubt one touchdown changes that, but we will have to see. We will keep you guys updated because the score bug appears like has gone down just a little bit ago, 49-14, and this is Jacob's last regular season game as the play-by-play commentator for the Highland Hawks production team. So, Jacob, come here and close this one out for us.
Yeah, and so Desert Ridge will take over 1st and 10. Julian will hand off to Reggie Bale, and he will be stuffed in the backfield by Jackson Peel again, and that'll bring up 2nd and 12 now. Reggie Bale really unable to get most things going on most runs today except those 2 huge runs, which makes his stats look really good.
Hey, but you can't take out those big runs. They still happen. He has had a pretty good game tonight. And that's something that he's going to be happy about, especially since it is senior night, his final game. This is one that he can remember fondly despite the score. He went out and he did his thing.
Yeah, and so on 2nd and 11, he'll line up in the backfield along as he'll look over the middle, and it will be incomplete. Is Julian looking for his receiver? He was the intended receiver of that pass, getting some of these names confused late in this game. And it will be caught by Jackson Brown for the first down for Desert Ridge at the 19-yard line as the clock continues to run. It'll be ring up 1st and 10. And thank you, Paul Kelly, Maxio Facial, for your contribution to the Highland Hawks football team.
Yes, Paul. I wonder how many
for
completions that Desert Ridge has made this entire game. I feel like the number's kind of low.
Yeah, it hasn't been their best performance, but you've seen it since the end of that second quarter. They're still putting up a fight against the Hawks, making it's actually a tie game since the Hawks went up 35-0. It is 14-14 since that time in the game. So Desert Ridge actually looking to take the lead after that moment.
And you can't blame them too much with a backup quarterback.
Backup quarterback's done well, though.
The pass will be batted down at the line of scrimmage. That Hawks defensive line getting their hands in the face. And probably one of their first passes batted down that I remember seeing this season. Haven't had too many of those because they get to the quarterback so often.
Mm-hmm. Especially with the secondary unit. Maybe they're just practicing different things, and they're able to bring some different perspectives into this game, some different touches.
Yeah, and the tuba turn-up.
I wonder where they're going.
Tuba turn-up.
They might be invading Desert Ridge.
Julian on 2nd and 10 will throw to the end zone, and it will be caught by Jackson Brown for the touchdown, Desert Ridge Jaguars.
Yeah.
As they strike, and it looks like they have fulfilled the requirements to stop the running clock temporarily. With 9:12 left, Desert Ridge strikes again. And let's check out the replay here.
Yeah. It looks like J.J. Irby Bell thought he had that one. You can see him jump. Oh, or is that number 36? Josiah Nazario. I apologize, J.J. Nazario thought he had that one, just misread it a little bit, jumped, but wasn't able to get it. If he plays that ball better in coverage, maybe they aren't scoring on that play. But 20-49 is now the score. Jaguars trying to make a comeback here.
And they're not doing too bad at it with a backup quarterback.
Yeah, Julian's looked really good today. Got a lot more going. Obviously against some of these Hawks second-string guys. And the extra point is up and good. And so Desert Ridge cuts Highland's lead to 49-21 with 9 minutes and 12 seconds left in this fourth quarter.
That 28-point lead for the Hawks. All they got to do is hold on for these last 9 minutes. But as Jacob said, the running clock is stopped as long as they don't score. So.
And I will be jumping back in as the play-by-play man as Jacob gets ready for his post-game interview. Thank you so much, Jacob, for calling an incredible game. If we don't see you again tonight, God bless you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jacob.
So Highland secondary is going to get back on this field. Really hoping to get something going or at least waste some time, especially now that the clock is stopped. That's a big motivator. Just get some points on the board. You want to go home. You want to see your family. So Highland is just going to do everything they can to get this game over with and stop the bleeding. They have to stop Desert Ridge scoring because although it is still a pretty good score to be up by, obviously if you're bleeding bad enough, it's going to get you.
Yeah, 28-point lead seems pretty unsurmountable, but with 8:50, and I think we may have been wrong. The clock is still running. As I was mentioning before, I think that might be up to the discretion of the coaches.
And an onside kick.
Onside kick there, recovered by number 9.
Jalen Cross, he's able to bring it down. Slippery ball situation, but he's got sticky hands, able to bring it down and save what could have been a tricky situation and get some pretty good field position, although, and despite it being an onside kick, that is not the best field position they've had on a kickoff.
Interestingly.
Different can happen. Let's see what happens. Clough gets it, and he's able to push it forward, gets a little bit of push out of the D-line, O-line, I'm sorry. He's able to pick up about 4 or 5. Not bad at all for Porter Clough, who has not got much time at all this season. We're going to take a step back and thank Damage Control and DC Restoration. Thank you so much for sponsoring Highland Hawk football. They can perform any need you might need for restoration. Please contact them.
And that was the junior Peyton Gill on the run.
Terribly sorry about that one.
Yeah, no, it's okay, man. Number 28, Peyton Gill, getting some playing time with the score as it is, and the running clock is still going. We theorized that maybe it would stop, but seems like referees came to a conclusion that it needs to run.
And I am back on the play-by-play. I have finished doing a quick thing for later. And as Porter Clough will be at quarterback, Peyton Gill in the backfield. He'll line up with 2 receivers to his right, none to his left. 2 tight ends set here. As 2nd and 6, Clough will hand off to Peyton Gill, and he'll gain about 3 yards, and that'll bring up 3rd and short now for the Highland Hawks offense.
Yeah, interesting thing to note is when Cash Allen first went down and the Highland Hawks were kind of trying to figure out their running back roster, Peyton Gill actually did get a lot of touches in that kind of starting formation. When you're up in the football game, we're going to take a step back. Thank Cookie Company, trying to be your neighborhood cookie dealer. Please go visit them today. They make some really good cookies.
Yeah, Cookie Gill's awesome, man. Go give them a try.
But as I'm saying, Peyton Gill definitely made some cracks in the starting roster, but unfortunately fell out of it. Interesting to see him get some more snaps and maybe prove his worth to this team.
And the Hawks with Peyton Gill and Porter Clough will line up 3rd and 2 from the Desert Ridge 42-yard line as Clough will hand to Gill, and he'll run right up the middle but won't get much after that. And that'll bring up probably a 4th. And no, it appears that he did get the first down on second effort there. Great second effort from Peyton Gill to pick up the first down for your Highland Hawks.
Yeah, and the D-line for Desert Ridge was just resounding right there. It looked like Peyton Gill had absolutely nothing to gain on that one, but really showed his effort, his clear passion and motivation just to get this football game and just provide what he can for this team, even in a lesser role. A lot of great shots of our players right now.
Yeah, thank you to the camera crew.
Yeah, so now the Hawks will line up 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. That's Kamen Molyneux in the backfield. His brother used to be a running back for Highland as well, so he will take his first carry of the game and will gain about 1 or 2 yards. And that'll be it with about 5 minutes, 50 seconds left. Hawks really rotating the squad here.
How much
as many
depth
guys
do we have
time as
at running back? Because I feel like I've counted maybe 5 running backs.
Yeah, we have a lot of running backs on this Highland Hawk
Well, you have
roster,
Allen, Cullimore.
But they're all good running back. It's a hard position to get playing time in, especially when you have guys like Cruz, Cullimore.
And that's why
now we have Cole Falgrady. just flexing the depth here.
As on 2nd and 8, Clough will go play action, and his first pass will be incomplete. He's hit hard on that rollout, and it'll bring up 3rd and 8 now with about 5 minutes and 11 seconds left.
You know, if that's Patrick Mahomes, he possibly gets a pass interference call there, but none to be seen.
Yeah, Mahomes gets a lot of fortunate calls, but he's almost earned it with how good he has been in this league and how much money he has made for the National Football League.
What an interesting perspective there from Jacob Frederick.
As Porter Clough will go 3rd and 8, and it is still a running clock now for Hawks with about 4.5 minutes left. Hawks have 3rd and 8 from the 38-yard line. As Clough will line up under center, Falgrady behind him, as he'll just hand off to Cole Falgrady, and he will get almost nothing. It'll bring up 4th down now, and the Hawks may be forced to punt or try a long field goal now. Maybe a 55-yard field goal in high school football? Never know.
Well, the kicker has been practicing menacingly and ferociously down here for most of the drive, so you have to think that he is ready.
He's probably just trying to keep his foot
is
warm.
Is that the punter?
That would be number 31,
Tyler Johnson. He is a punter and a kicker. He does it
Gotcha.
all.
Although
for
he is
the Highland
drop
Hawks.
kicking the football, which would make me think maybe punting.
Yeah, probably just trying to keep his foot warm. It's cold out here, and you'd hate to have some discomfort
It looks like
from
the Hawks
not being
will
ready.
take this down, the play clock probably all the way down.
Whoa.
Maybe try and give the offense a little bit of a test here. Guys that haven't really played much, as we maybe get ready for some tuba turn-up.
Yeah, continuing to turn out.
And the Hawks call timeout here. All right, let's hear some tuba turn-up, hopefully, as they hopefully will face here. As you see, Nate the Great here in
Nate
the Highland
the Great.
student section, and some more people, Navy, Easton. We love our Highland student section. Mr.
Audiel and Nate, some Highland Hawks Productions legends. Love to see him showing out for their home team.
Yeah,
As
when
the
they
Hawks-
are seniors, their shirts will be in the rafters.
As we have the scoreboard back on, it still does say Shadow Ridge, but we are not going to be too picky up here.
Well-
as here we go with tuba turn up.
It's interesting how it went back to what it was wrong.
Yeah.
Hey, Ian. Get the tubas.
As Noah is requesting our cameraman get some tubas down here.
I mean,
We
yeah,
would
you
like
gotta
a
show
shot
'em.
of
We
the
are not
tubas.
catching much in the shot right now when we
See
could be
the
catching
bottom of the
tubas.
screen, as we will cut to the Highland sideline.
Yeah.
There we go.
Look at the
Look
guy
at
on
that
the right
guy.
right there, man. Really getting into it and showing his school spirit.
notable-
This is the last game of the season, and he's showing how much passion he has for this team.
Malachi Broad is also getting into it right to the left of him. Oh my golly. What absolute showmanship.
You don't see passion like this very often. And look at that backside shot. We have a punt for Highland. While they show this magnificent tuba, I'll keep you updated about what's going on the field. It's going to be a touchback for the Hawks.
People are born with passion like this. It does not come.
And with that, I have to start heading down to the field level. So that'll wrap up my 2024 Highland Hawks regular season play-by-play. I appreciate you guys tuning in to these broadcasts, and I'll see you guys post-game, and I'll send it over to Strider and Noah here.
Goodbye, Jacob. We all love you, and the fans love you too. And I will be taking over once again for my play-by-play. I believe I am becoming better as the game moves on.
Definitely.
Although I am terrible with names, and I probably should know the name of every player on the starting roster. But I have an excuse, because it is not our starting roster anymore.
Yes,
As the clock's running down, only about 3 minutes left. But Desert Ridge has the football.
well, it looks like Cruz Colmore actually is in on this one.
Ooh, on defense?
On defense.
And Flounders,
Oh, no, that's
absolutely
23.
nothing.
I apologize. Jackson Coppin C. No.
Hey, we're going to thank Arcadia Endodontics for sponsoring Highland Hawk Productions. Thank you so much. You are making this show go on.
Yeah, and 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in this one. It's all but over 49-21. You know, just let these guys get their last couple of moments on the football field in regular season play. It's got to be a bittersweet moment. They've worked so hard, and the season's coming to an end. The playoffs are right around the corner, so let's let these guys come out here and enjoy these last couple of moments. And Desert Ridge is trying to evade a sack here, rolling out left. Find some room throws on the run, and it is caught.
Wow.
Nice play right there.
So, let's move to some important news, reminiscent to the decision in 2010. Strider Bigler, do you plan on coming back to this program next year?
You know, it just depends on what happens in my personal life, but it's really up in the air.
Or are you going to Miami? AKA Arizona State Cronkite.
Yeah, we'll just have to see what happens, what opportunities I do get, but it's always a blast getting to commentate with you guys every week.
He's shuffled up here, and he's finally brought down after ages, and the football is in Highland's hands. That's...
I think he's going to be down.
Yeah.
He's down. With 1:49 left in this one, maybe they just want this game to end, right? Not trying to elongate it. And there's our band playing some awesome stuff. You know, just off to the left, you couldn't see us, but our cameraman does not want to show us. Would have been cool if they did, though.
And the director showing his absolute prowess. And also the cheerleaders and Palm just showing their Hawk pride. The pride never goes away down to the very last second and after.
Yeah, minute 27 left in this one. The punt is away. And no Hawks set to return. We'll have excellent field position, but about 1:15 left to go in this one. All right, and with 1:15, like I just said, 49-21 is the score. Desert Ridge not having the best night here. Highland showing what they can do and showing that they deserve to be in the Open Division playoffs. It's up to Max Pretz whether they get in or not, but this is the final nail in the coffin for their resume. There's nothing else they can do beyond this point, but a 49-point performance here for their offense could go a long way in the committee's eyes.
Unfortunately, though, our expert analysts with the Highland Hawk production football team, our very highly paid analysts, are projecting a 6A playoff berth.
Exactly, and Porter Clough remains the quarterback with number 45. I believe that is
49?
49? And it's Cole Falgrady. Gets the run, runs it up right, and is able to get a couple of yards after suffering a hit at the line.
The important news is that the clock's running.
Yeah, and about a minute left in this one. Clock is not slowing down for anybody, and time moves on.
Time does move on as Highland is eyeing a tantalizingly close victory over Shadow Ridge. They've been on a bit of a skid. They lost to LA Queen Creek and the regular old Queen Creek, unfortunately, in two terribly tough losses. Unfortunate heartbreakers that put them out of the Open Division playoffs, but a resounding win here today is all but taken.
Yeah, and Falgrady just runs right there, couple yard gain. And that might do it here for the Highland Hawks. 22 seconds left as the players start to move onto the field. And that is it for the Highland Hawks regular season, ending it off with a 49-21 victory over the Desert Ridge Jaguars. It's been a pleasure following these guys all season. Yo, Gershon, there's anything you want to say about these Highland Hawks?
What about that offense? What about that special teams, and what about that defense? They were stopping, and they were scoring, and then they were blocking. It's a little trifecta. How are you going to win a football game against that, Strider Bigler?
Every single time, and we thank you guys so much for joining us. A resounding win to cap off this season. Jacob Fredericks is going to be on the field for an interview with what we are rumoring to be Bo Tarwater, the man who's able to block 3 punts.
You heard it here only.
You heard it here first. You're not going to hear it from anywhere. ESPN, Fox, none of those guys have it like we do. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Have a great night. Tune in the following weeks as Highland Hawks will get their postseason started, and Highland, our beautiful, awesome Highland broadcasting team, will be there trying to broadcast at least the first 2 weeks. Have a good night.